Hello and welcome to Dune on the Commodore Amiga. I said Commodore 64 there, but on the Commodore Amiga, and well, this is sort of a combination between a strategy and interactive adventure. It's quite an unusual combination, but actually works quite well. I never really played anything much like it when it came out. And developed by Cryo, so it's sort of French software development company. And I haven't played too many of their other games, but they never had that great a reputation after this. So I think this is probably viewed as being one of their better games, I think. And at the minute we're seeing the intro, which is a sort of montage of most of the characters in the game. And you can see that they managed to get the permission to use the likeness of Kel McLaughlin and who plays Mother again? I can't remember. Anyway, they got the permission to use some of the faces from the Dune film. So that I mean, none of the other faces. I mean, you know, these faces don't match. Yeah, there she is. Can't remember her name. And I think, well, it's a sort of Sting lookalike for Fade Ruther. He's got very impressive eyebrows, if I remember. I should see in a second. Oh, there we go. Right, enough of that. I quite like this music actually, it's quite a cool tune. Nice use of stereo panning on it. And the music in general, I think there's a couple of tunes in the game, they're really quite good as well. So there's a bit of an intro here, tells you what the score is. If you've never seen the film or the Sci-Fi Channel miniseries or never read the books, then you're probably going to be a bit of a loss as to what the hell's going on. And to be honest, even if you have seen any of the films or read the book, you might still not have a clue what's going on. But the novel is quite dense in terms of its narrative. But I quite enjoyed reading it back in the day. Haven't read it for a while though. But the idea is that space is the most important substance in the whole universe, and it's used by the navigators to travel through space. But the only place space is found is on Arrakis, and there's been a bit of a mess on Arrakis in terms of its management, and your family has been sent to sort it out. And you do this by befriending the locals, who are known as the Fremen, and you turn them into a fighting force that can destroy all your enemies. And that's basically the game. So I could probably end this review now, but I'll show you a bit more of the game. So what you do is you click on people and it brings up a picture of them, and you can talk to them, that sort of thing. Very simple to play. Completely icon mouse driven. So I've got to go and find Gurney. If you've seen the David Lynch film, that's played by Patrick Stewart, who had the best line ever in the film, which was "Gods, what a monster!" If you remember. Anyway, that's your mother. Yeah, so I've got to go. She says going to find Gurney as well. So let's. So we'll come back to exploring the palace, but what we'll do is go outside. That's an ornithopter. We use them to travel. So I've got to go to what they call Sietches. Sietch. So this is Carthag Chuek Sietch. So if we click there, our Thopter should take off and we should fly towards it. Now you can sit and watch this graphic if you're flying towards it, or you can just skip to destination. So here we are. If we now click on it, we can enter. It's asking for disk 3. I'm sure I put disk 3 in, but no. Alright, I did have 2 drives set up. I guess it only wants only wants 2. There we go. Yeah, and we're off. Well, we're lucky it uses 2 drives. There's a lot of games that wouldn't even do that back then. So here we are. So let's click on Gurney, who doesn't look like Patrick Stewart. And there's a little introduction if you don't know who these people are, and they tell you what they're doing. So I've got to try and convince the Fremen to work for us. You can tell him to work for you. He agrees to work for you, so you can give orders to him. At the minute, they don't trust you enough or respect you enough to fight for you, so the only thing you can tell them to do is just mine space. So it takes you to the map and you can mine, specialise in space. Go back to Gurney. So we can try and get the other 3 sieges that we know of. We can try and visit them and well, the other 2. We try and visit them and see if they'll work for us. So we can now tell Gurney to come with us. Come with me. Yeah. So it's a sort of adventure game, but you can see what we click on the Dune map. We can scroll up and down, and there's basically a whole planet full of sieges that we have to find. I don't think we need disc 1 anymore. Yeah, so if you're not a fan of the book or the film or anything like that, if you're not a fan of it, then you might not like this game, because it's not really that gripping in terms of being a strategy or adventure game. It's more it's all about the atmosphere and getting involved, and a book that you like or a story that you like and probably already know. But what you can do is, this is where the strategy element comes in. You've got to decide what troops to have to fight and which ones have to mine, and you can give various stats and things like that. So you can see my opponents are the Harkonnen. They're represented by the blue stats. You can see they're way ahead, because this is only day 1. And combat is mostly a case of clicking on somewhere and sending the troops there, and you win or you don't. It's depending on your training and numbers. So we're going to go to this siege. Once you've played the game enough and you become the Fremen leader, and I'm probably not spoiling it too much, but there's another form of transport you can use. You can use the travel on the worms themselves. I don't think that's much of a spoiler, because this game is ancient, and the book even more so. So I'm no apologies for dropping a spoiler there, but get a life, if that sort of thing annoys you. This guy. He's got a special skill. But we need to unlock that later on. So let's leave him. Go to the last siege. And the game has a night-day cycle, which can affect some things. If you're travelling into the desert, it can affect you. If you don't have a still suit, you won't last long. Still suit is what all these guys wear to enable them to survive the desert conditions. So we have two troops mining for space. Well, we did have. I managed to misclick there. Specialise in space. Good, good. Right, now we should go back to the palace and tell the Duke. Now if you try and just make go a straight line towards the Harkonnen side of the planet, you will be shot down and it'll be game over. So not much more I can show you. I'm going to keep this review quite short, but it's an adventure story that unlocks over time. You know, there's no real skill involved in it. There's a little bit of very, very small dose of strategy in terms of what you do with the Fremen. But it's nothing too heavy. It's not like Dune 2, which was basically, you know, a real-time strategy game. You know, it's by Westwood, different developers. They're Command and Conquer developers. That was their template for Command and Conquer was Dune 2. That was a strategy game, but this is fairly lightweight. It's a strategy game. It's Duncan, who is one of the most important and recurring characters in the series of books. But if you've seen the film, the David Lynch film or the miniseries, he's just managed to reduce his role to virtually nothing. But yeah, so he's there to tell you how you're doing with the space. Your mum's there for a bit of personal development advice. The Duke's just there to ponce about and wait till inevitably he's going to die, isn't he? So now we have to look into getting still suits. And we go into your bedroom and look in the mirror. And there's really not too much, there's really ways you save the game. But as the game goes on, your eyes start to become blue as you become affected by the space. So that's Dune for you. I think, well, I was quite gripped by this. When I first played it, I did play it till completion, so it's certainly possible to complete. It's just a case of don't stop playing it. If you stop playing it, you just can't get back into it. You just can't get your head back into where you are and what you've done. It's one of these games you've just got to keep playing, so you need a bit of time set aside to play it. But yeah, I think it's quite a good game actually. I always quite enjoy playing it. I'll give this. I'll give it 8 out of 10. There's really not much wrong with it. It's just obviously if you're not a fan of Dune, then you're probably not going to look at it anyway. But it certainly wouldn't grip you if you weren't. But if you are a fan, it's well worth checking out. That's all for this video. See you in the next one.